Hello, Taurus Tuesdays. I hope you're all good. I hope you all had lovely birthdays, those Tauruses that have been celebrating recently. And I hope you have a good year. We are going to pull cards from 3 decks today. I'm trying to simplify and really tune into the intuition in this set of readings. I'm sorry for any background noise. It's a warm day. I've got the window open. My children are off school. It's just generally noisy. This reading is not it's timeless. It is timeless, so when it finds you, it's your reading at that time. If it kind of suddenly shows up for you, you're meant to hear it at that point. It's a general reading, so it's not personal to you, although I may say you sometimes. If it's not fitting, if it doesn't feel right, just leave it. There's going to be a bit of everything in there for everybody, right? It's a general reading, not a personal reading. Gender's very fluid in tarot, so while there may be a man or a woman on the cards, or I may say feminine or masculine, just know that you can switch those energies around. Just because I say a woman, man, she, it can be the other. So just know that I could also be saying you, and you could be thinking that's actually the person that I'm dealing with. I'm the other person in this. So yeah, just take it as it fits, leave anything that doesn't. I'm feeling like there's a lot of responsibility being placed in your hands. I kind of got Trust in You by Lauren Daigle, which I actually need to write down. I feel like somebody's putting their trust in you. Just making a note, Lauren D. So I feel like there's some responsibility on your hands, or you could be placing your trust in somebody else. I'm kind of getting, Taurus, that you're not too keen on that. It's kind of like you like to oversee, you like to know the details of things. So if you are putting your trust in someone else, it kind of makes you a bit nervous. But it's good for you. It's good for you to let go of things a little bit, to step back, to free yourself up and your own time up. So you're still there. I kind of getting like similar things from Aries' reading, where it's like you're still there. You're still available to help out or to offer guidance. It could be something like again, very similar to Aries' reading. It could be something like you are taking on a new role in work, a new responsibility, a promotion. So you have to kind of put your old job, which you were very, very good at, you kind of knew the ins and outs of it, you have to put that into someone else's hands. You're a little bit nervous. It's like, this person doesn't do things the way that I do them. I don't know how that's going to go. But it's like you're still available with that kind of Hierophant energy of Taurus. It's like you're still you're just in an office a few doors down. You're still available. You can still take memos and things, and be there to offer guidance and support if this person, doesn't know how to open one of the filing cabinets, or like this person forgets how to fill in a certain form. It's like you can point them in the right direction. But it's actually good for you to release that responsibility, because it means that you can go on and kind of like learn new skills, develop your career further, and not stagnate. I don't think you want to stagnate. You like to have growth over time. So if you hit a bit of a glass ceiling or an obstacle, a wall, I'm seeing like something in. I'm seeing like a train track and something in the way. Like the train has to stop while the obstacle's removed. It's like you want to keep rolling, you want to keep things moving, you don't want to stagnate. So it's good for you, but it does come with this sense of like, oh, it's hard to hand over the reins. I'm reluctant to do this. Like, there's still this kind of hesitancy. So we'll see what else comes out for you. I feel like whatever's in your hands, they're in good hands. You are very, very capable. You're very sensible. Just thinking about a couple of Tauruses that I know that, you could argue that Taurus is not sensible. Taurus knows how to have a good time, right? They're ruled by Venus. They like luxury. They like fun. But they've got that solid groundedness at the end of the day that they can return to, right? It's like work hard, play hard. Right, okay, Taurus then. Taurus Tuesdays. What do we have for Taurus, please? There we go. You've got something. The Sun. Aries had that as well as in this placement, the Sun card. So this is like it's an energy boost. I'm getting some of you may actually be going somewhere that's very sunny. So some of you could be, hopefully you've got your shots, right? Hopefully you're vaccinated. Some of you could be going somewhere that's it could be a holiday, or it's like a business trip. To somewhere that's very bright. I'm getting like warmth. So whatever you're moving to, it could just be something like really bizarre. I don't know why this is coming in, but I'm getting like a sunbed shop. Like tanning booths. Some of you may be like you may run a tanning booth business or something like that, or you want to look really good for a job interview, so you're going to go, I don't like tanning booths, I have to say. I don't, skin cancer is a thing. You don't want to, I'm the sort of person, I'm very, very pale. I have to wear like factor 5,000 and stay in the shade and drink loads of water, otherwise I melt like a flower, like a wither very, very quickly in the sun. So maybe that's something you need to be aware of as well, that some people can, depending on your complexion, you may be quite a lot of stamina in the heat. You may be able to stand out in the sun all day long and be perfectly fine. Other people can't do that. So I'm getting kind of like, I don't know if you're planning an event or something as well. I'm thinking about there's a YouTuber called Tana Mojo. I really like her. She's a bit chaos. She set up this thing called TanaCon. It was like an alternative to VidCon, and it went horribly wrong. Like the people she was working with, again, this energy of like, can you trust the other people to do this? Do you really need to oversee it? So it's like she employed this events company. This is how it's portrayed on YouTube, right? I think that different people have different angles. It was an event. She thought that they had it all covered. They didn't have it covered. They blamed her, she blamed them. But there was a lot of like the fans who were trying to get into the event, people who bought tickets, they had to stand outside for a long time in the hot sun in LA. And there wasn't enough water there. There wasn't enough shading and cover to keep people cool. People were fainting. It was a whole drama. If you follow YouTube drama, it was a few years back. So I don't know why they're giving that to me. But it could be that you're setting up some kind of event. I was going to say maybe you just want to look good for your interview, but I'm getting more like there could be some kind of event going on where you're the kind of person who thinks of all things. You're the sort of person who thinks, do we have, can the venue, what's the capacity of the venue? How many tickets can we sell? What's the footfall going to be? Have we got enough goodie bags? Have we got enough water? Do we have the shade outside for the people who are waiting? You're the person who's going to think of all that. Probably a little bit obsessively. And it could be that other people are just excited and they're kind of like, coming up with great ideas. They're like, oh, we're gonna have wigs, and we're gonna have fireworks. And you're like, that's great, but not if everybody passes out before they get to see the fireworks, right? So I feel like you're putting something into somebody else's hands, but you don't quite trust them. The Sun card is very, very positive though. I'm feeling like whatever this situation is, there's a lot of warmth, and you are definitely there to oversee it. I think you definitely want to keep your finger in the pie without appearing to be interfering. It's like you can give people a very long leash, right? You can be like, great ideas. Go and work out how much that's going to cost. Like great ideas. But these are the questions I have for this. Go away, figure these things out, and come and report back to me. And if they don't report back to you in a few days, send them an email saying, where did you get up to? These were the things we discussed. How are you going on with those things? It's like you have to keep checking in with this person. It could be that you're dealing with somebody like me. I am a scatterbrain. I've got Gemini moon. I'm all over the place. Like Sagittarius Mars. I'm like, as much as I prepare for things, and I do, like, I have placements that mean I do like to plan. I like to be secure. I like to know what I'm doing. I can't help but be a little bit disorganized. I can't help be a little bit like squirrels, shiny, I'm running off to the next thing and forgetting about what I was doing. So it could just be that you're dealing with somebody who's, more of a creative type, the ideas person. They're not too good at kind of sustaining things over time. So it's actually beneficial for you to be that kind of guiding figure for them. I appreciate it. I appreciate, I've worked for people in the past, and I'm like, give me a jobs list of what you expect from me. Otherwise, I'm just going to go off and do my own thing. I can work independently just fine, but I don't know what you're thinking unless you give me a jobs list. If you give me a jobs list, I can either do it or, I'll explain to you why I didn't do it. But, I like to know what's expected of me. So it's almost like this person needs the guidance. They need the expectations. They are more comfortable when they when they know what other people expect from them. It actually works quite well together. So it's not that you're interfering, and you don't have to do it in that way. It's more of like, have you thought of this? Have you thought of this? All right, go away and figure it out. You know, you're still giving them a lot of free reign here. It's like how they figure it out is up to them, but you are just pointing things out to them where where things could go wrong, you know, like, did you think about that? What about this? And they're like, oh yeah. And then they go out and they figure it out and they have a very creative solution that maybe you didn't think of, right? Maybe you're like, I would never have thought of that, and that is going to save so much money. But you're the one that pointed it out to them. So it works well, is what I'm getting. I got all that from the Sun card, and a lot of intuition going on there. It's so funny. I get a lot of intuitive stuff for you recently, Taurus, and I wouldn't say you were... I remember when I used to do your readings, it was like I was hitting a brick wall because you're such a grounded, down-to-earth energy. It was like I am getting nothing through. It's like, you know, like a static, you know, dead airspace for Taurus. It's like nothing was coming through intuitively, and all of a sudden it's like everything is coming through intuitively. But the Sun card's really, really good. You can see there's you'll like this, Taurus, there's a fish here symbolizing abundance and wealth, you know. The baby symbolizes things that can grow. There's you know, a lot of good times here with this card. Patience though, and the underlying, you may have to have a lot of patience with this person. You may be like, they do things in such a different way to me that I actually have to leave and go and do my own work because I cannot watch them work. It's like, you know, when somebody has a very set way of doing something, it's like, you know, somebody who's very like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it the established way. I'm going to do it the way that I was taught. You know, I'm going to do it by the rule book. I'm going to do point A, point B, point C, point D. And then you're dealing with somebody like me who is like a scatterbrain, and I will go ping pong all over the place. I'll get everything done, but I'll just do it in a different way to you. You know, I juggle things more. So why is that in reverse? Is it supposed to be in reverse, please? Wasn't planning on taking reversals. Excuse me, sorry. Please, can you tell me which way this is for Taurus? Maybe it could go either way. Typical Taurus, hey, worried about the money. There is an opportunity here for money to come in. Again, if you were planning an event, I feel like you've got this sense of like, is it going to go well? Is it not going to go well? Are we going to sell as many tickets as we think we're going to sell? Maybe it's some kind of like online event. I just kind of got that randomly. But it's like the money's coming in. The money is coming in. The doors are going to open, you know, the event, maybe there's something to do with like you've planned some kind of event, or there's something going on for you and you're really worried about like COVID restrictions. You're like, this could go brilliantly if we're able to open up and have the venue to full capacity. But if there's a turn and the situation goes bad and we have to shut the doors and have people outside, it could be like, you know, like somebody who runs a pub, you know, I know this week in the UK from Monday, people are allowed inside venues again. Up till now, it's been like outside only, and now the doors are opening, people can come in. So it's like, are people going to come in? Is the money going to be there that I'm expecting? Because I'm kind of depending on being able to open the doors, or am I going to have to kind of like keep everybody outside? If I have to keep everybody outside, have I got enough, you know, what's the weather going to be like? Is the weather going to be bad? Is it going to be sunny? It's probably going to be sunny. You've got the Sun card there. If it's going to be sunny, do I have enough water? Do I have enough shade for everybody? You know, I feel like there's a health and safety thing going on here for you as well, where you're thinking, am I going to get sued? So I feel like there's something there, but this is saying the thing is, the sun is coming in here, Taurus, right? I don't know when the doors are going to open. I don't know if it's going to be on schedule, or, you know, you may be not going to be able to do everything as you plan to. The sun coming in is saying that there is abundance coming. There is money coming in. The doors are opening. You know, it's going to get better. It's going to get better is how that's coming through. And it may take time with patience there. There may be some kind of divine timing in play. Maybe you've got money wrapped up into something and it's very weather dependent. I think you are perfectly capable, Taurus, of hoping for the best and planning for the worst. So I think there is a sense of kind of like crisis avoidance here with you, where it's like, okay, so what happens if we can't open the doors? What if we have bad weather? Again, apply this to your situation as it fits, right? It could be like you're going on holiday. What happens if you can't take the flight? Do you have the insurance to cover that? Are you going to get all your money back? How's that going to work? There's something like that going on for you. Let's bob that up there again. So you've actually just got that one card that's actually come out for your reading. Daughter value could be something where you're feeling valued for your hard work, your methods, right? Could be that your methods are recognized in a workplace. You know, people see that there's value in doing things the right way, having a lot of patience, doing things step by step. You could have some sort of recognition for that. Okay, tell me anything else you want to tell me, please, for Taurus. Taurus Tuesdays. Anything else for Taurus, please? Taurus Tuesdays. Okay, very to the point, Taurus. Anything else for Taurus? Last chance for Taurus. There we go. A couple more cards here. Ooh, lovely hermit energy there. Another earth sign. That's Virgo for me. Just to say, I actually separated these when I did that Tell Me Anything reading, and they've gone back together. Like solitude. There is a need for solitude, whether this is you or somebody around you. You know, if you've been very busy, a little bit stressed, you may need to just have that break, have that time alone. We've got the King of Swords here. The Six of Wands. That's actually a very, very lovely depiction of the Six of Wands. Very, very Taurus. The Two of Cups in reverse. And then let me just check. Which way, please? Which way, please? Okay. I'm going to take this the right way up. These kind of came out together, so I'm going to deal with those as something else. I'm just going to move these to the side for a second, and we'll deal with these two. So the King of Swords, this may be you or it may be somebody around you. I am seeing it quite as your energy today. Now, normally I would put you as the King of Pentacles, but the King of Swords could definitely be you in a very strategic mentor role. You can see that he actually looks like a professor or a teacher there. It's almost as though he's got a blackboard behind him. He's got a briefcase. He's looking a bit dour. He's not too pleased with the situation. He's a bit worried, but he's got his kind of I'm hearing toolbox with the briefcase. He's got the skill set to deal with whatever the situation is. So the King of Swords is very strategic. They're thinking a lot. They're analysing. They are not necessarily communicating. They communicate when they have something to say. So I feel like you're in the planning stage here. I feel like you are kind of biting your tongue almost, because I feel like there is this energy around you that you're kind of watching. You're acting as a mentor. You're trying to guide them, but you're also trying to give them a bit of free space to be able to get on with whatever they need to get on with. There is success. If it's not you, it's an advisor. It could be a financial advisor. Not a financial advisor. Again, that would be King of Pentacles. It could be like a lawyer, somebody who deals with contracts. It could be somebody in the legal system. It could be somebody, could be a teacher. I don't tend to get that too much from the King of Swords, but it's definitely somebody who has a lot of information, right? They are to do with intellect and communication. Could be somebody who's in communications. Maybe you need to communicate this event. This card here, the Six of Wands, is actually a really, really good card to get. It's talking about success. Normally it's somebody riding back into the city, being cheered on by the crowds after coming back from a war, basically. In the depiction on this card, this is somebody who is having a very successful harvest. They're reaping what they've sown, and it's a warm day as well. You can see here the sun's out, so it's victory, it's success, it's reward and recognition. Excuse me. So as I was saying with this daughter value, I feel like your efforts are going to pay off. You are being recognized, you are being valued. It's like the effort that this farmer put into to sow the seeds, to tend to the field, you know, to maintain it, to keep an eye on it for anything that, bad weather. It's like this thing about bad weather again. Their efforts have paid off, and they are, they're going to get their abundance here. They're going to get the money for the effort that they've put in. So you're going definitely in the right way here. This is a really, really positive card for you to get, especially with that daughter value. It's like your efforts are being valued, and you're literally going to get some money from this. Anything, the more effort you've put in, the more money you're going to get back. It's like the sun is going to be okay. The crops are not going to be ruined. So, but it comes with this sense of, sorry about the noise. It comes with, obviously that is probably metaphorical for a lot of you, whatever you've been putting your time and effort into, but it is because you keep an eye on it. It's because you have the strategy. It's because you oversee it. It's not just like, oh, the tarot card reader said the sun's going to come out, everything's going to be fine. You've monitored the situation. You know things are changeable. I'm hearing things can change on the turn of a dime, and that is not something I would normally say. So that is coming from one of you, right, or somebody around you. The Two of Cups in reverse. I am getting this feeling of you and someone else you're not cut from the same cloth. You do things a very different way. You find it could be somebody that you find it hard to work with just because their methods are so different to you. It's not that they're wrong, right? It's just that you do things the tried and tested way, and I feel like they're trying to be more innovative. It's kind of rubbing you up the wrong way a little bit. I feel like I'm just going to shut the window because I feel like there's noisy stuff going on out there. Hopefully I can open it again soon because it's so warm today. It's really close and muggy. So I feel like what I'm really getting from the Six of Swords, now it's so funny because I read it as the Three of Pentacles when I first saw the image. So I'm going to actually read it as the Three of Pentacles first because that was my instinct. This is talking to me about the safety net. I was saying, it's like, are you going to be able to open on the day that you think, or are you going to have to, can you let people in, or do you have to keep closed? Is the event going to go ahead? Weather dependent. I feel like this is your safety net. I was saying that it's like you need to hope for the best and plan for the worst. This is the plan for the worst. So I was seeing it as like, don't worry, because other people are going to catch you if you fall, or you're gonna save the situation if it doesn't go according to plan. There's a safety net in place. But I was seeing it as the Three of Pentacles. It's like there's other people here who are working with you. You can't hold this up on your own. You need to work with the other people. So even though you may have different methods of working, actually the meaning of the Three of Pentacles is, and I know it's not the Three of Pentacles, but this is how it's coming through intuitively from the imagery. The Three of Pentacles is like three different people with very different skill sets who come together and make something happen. So you have the person who is the creative type, the ideas person, the kind of like, they're a bit flash in the pan though, right? They kind of like come in with the idea and then they're off to the next thing. You have the sustainers, which I would see as your energy, the people who they say, right, that's the idea. How are we actually going to ground this? How are we going to make this happen? What's the reality of this? Can we do the things that we said we were going to do? And then you monitor the situation and put in the time and effort. You're the person who grows the crops, right? And then you have the third person, who's the person who wraps it up, who puts the icing on the cake, who does the finishing touches in the presentation. So it could be this is the communications person coming in. So you've done the bulk of the work here, creating the product based on someone else's idea. But now you have to put it in the hands of the person who's like the showman, the person who communicates this to the rest of the world. You're the kind of behind the scenes person. But you see how there's different skill sets involved there, and it would be difficult for one person to do everything. So even though you may not really get along with these people, you've got different styles of coming at this thing. It is actually paying off to have the different factors in there. And that's what I'm kind of seeing with this Judgment card here. So the Judgment card can talk about following a dream, following a destiny, a situation that's revived. I feel like, again, with this coming through as like a safety net for me, I feel like there is a way to save a situation, or there's a way to kind of look at things from a different angle. So it's coming through to me as very much as like, how do we save this? How do we recover from this? How do we plan for failure here? If this does go wrong, and no one wants to think like that, if it did go wrong, we need to make sure we've got the safety net in place so that the situation can be revived. For me, it'd be like, say you were doing investing, right? Say you were an investment banker and you had £1,000 to invest. You could put all those into one. It's like that thing looks like a sure bet. Say it was like horse racing or something as well. It's like, I'm going to put all my £1,000 on that one horse because somebody told me that they're guaranteed to win. They've won every single race that they've ever done. It's a surefire bet. That horse loses. That horse hurts its leg, and loses. You lose all your money. It's all gone. There's no safety net, no second chances. It's gone. It's done. You're not going to do that, Taurus. What you're going to do is say, okay, I'm going to put £700 on that horse because it's a guaranteed winner. I'm going to keep £200 back just in case something goes wrong. And that horse that's like the wild card, the dark horse, the one that is like, you know, really good odds but not a very good chance of winning, I'm going to put £100 on that horse. So then it's like, no matter what happens, you know, the horse you put the most amount of money on wins, you get the money back. The horse that's like the long shot wins, you get a really decent return on that. Neither of your horses win, you've still got £200 to reinvest, right? It's like, don't put all your money on one horse, Taurus. So this is the revival. This is like, if the situation goes wrong, I've still got enough in the pot to keep things running, to revive the situation, to get things to grow again, you know, to replant the field. Is how it's coming through. It's like, you've got 10 bags of grain, plant 8 of them, keep 2, keep 1 in the shed, keep 1 in the barn. Then if you know, rot happens, if mold happens, it doesn't get both the spare bags. You know, if the crops are damaged, you've got spare bags. It's like, don't put all your eggs in one basket, so you can revive a situation if the worst happens. That was hard. Right, what else do you have? So what is this? This is the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is moving on to calmer waters. This is like, if a situation did go wrong, you are going to move. It's like you're reserving the right to pick up and move somewhere else, right? You're reserving the right to say, we're not planting in this field next year, we're planting in that field over there. It's like you've got the other field to the side ready to go. It's like, maybe you rent out that field to, like, I don't know, say you've got 2 fields and you've been using this field, right? And it's like, I have the opportunity to sell that other field, but if I sell that field and this field gets waterlogged, I'm not going to have any crops next year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retain that second field, but in order to make money out of it, because you need the money, right? You need the other income. I'm going to rent it out to holiday makers. I'm going to rent it out to people who want to put the tents on it, right? Or it's like, I'm going to rent it out to, I'm going to plant something on it that's, you know, really easy to grow, like strawberries, and then people can come strawberry picking. I can make money out of it that way. But you've still got that second field under your belt. So if something happens to the first field, you could use that second field the next year, right? It's like, or say you have 2 houses, right? It's like, do I sell that second house or do I rent it out? So you choose to rent it out because, say the roof blew off on your first house, you could then go and stay in that second house. Do you see what I mean? It's like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Work with other people, even though you feel like they have a different work style to you. It's actually a benefit. And make sure that if the worst happened, you would still have a safety net. You'd still be able to recover from that situation. That feels very Taurian. That felt like such a Taurus reading. Let's get you an advice card then. Let's get you an advice card. Very good at planning stuff, right, Taurus? Let's get you an advice card. Advice for Taurus, please, for this week, for this reading. What's the advice, or what else does Taurus need to hear, please? Can I get a card for Taurus? There we go. Okay, 2 cards. Nice. The architect on the bottom there. So yeah, you've got the strategy, you're the architect, and it may be that you no longer, again, maybe you've gone from being the person who actually did the work, you're the person who laid the bricks, you're the person who ploughed the field, and now it's like you've got some sort of promotion where now you're the supervisor, you're the overseer, and you're saying, you've got to now teach people, again with this teacher, it's like you've got to teach people now how to plough the fields, but because that's responsibility, it's very time consuming to do all that. Because that's taken out of your hands, you've better paid, and you are now, you've got a lot more free time, right? And you get to direct things now. You get to be the one to say, you know, this is what we're going to do with the second field. So it's good, right? It's really, really good. It could be that this is a person who can unlock things for you. I would say it's Queen of Pentacles energy, also kind of Queen of Swords energy. So this is someone, again, she's kind of like, she's overseeing the land. You could have land. Maybe you're inheriting land or something. Not necessarily, but it could be for some of you. It's like she's got, she's the person who can permit entry. She's the person with the keys to the gate to the field, right? It's like, is she going to let people come in and use her land? So there could be something like that for you, but I will read what that says. It could be you. The 4 of Roses, views of the ego. Again, this sense of like the 3 different people. 3 different people, maybe 3 big egos. Maybe this is why you're kind of clashing. Everybody thinks that their idea is the right idea. Again, it could be a sense of like you supervising the 3 different roles now. We'll read what that says. 4 of Roses, kind of like 4 of Cups energy, which says, don't miss out on an opportunity. Don't give up too soon. Doing a lot of talking. I need some more water. Okay, maybe need some more water. Maybe if there's something going on with crops, just watch out for how much water you're using. You don't want it to be waterlogged, but you also don't want it to be too dry. So there could be something about controlling the water, the irrigation system for some of you, if it is to do with gardening or farming. 3 people stand together before a full-length mirror. The man in the centre gazes keenly at himself, and it seems his reflection is looking back with a superior air. He is the sole reflection to be seen in the mirror. Are the other 2 vampires? Oh no! Run away, man! This card shows that there may be a thoughtless, selfish person in your life, whether in a love, friendship, family, or business relationship. This person is self-absorbed and makes plans only in terms of how they affect him or her. You may have lingered too long, repeatedly giving to this person, even though you haven't received much in return. Again, I'm feeling that with this 2 of Cups in reverse, right? Maybe somebody's not the team player. This dismissive... Oh, wait, what? I may have accidentally flipped 2 pages instead of 1. No. You've tolerated this dismissiveness because you kept hoping things would get better, or perhaps you were too afraid to step away. You are called now to be aware. This person is unlikely to change, and you may be delaying the inevitable. Take an honest look in your mirror and see how staying in this relationship affects your future. Interesting. So here's your little exercise. This is your homework, Taurus, okay? Imagine yourself looking into a mirror and all you see reflected there is the God within you. Oh, Taurus, didn't know you were a God. Thank you for spending time with me and coming to my reading. Take a moment to sense that truth. Let this part of you be reflected in everything you think and do. And every time you look into an actual mirror, see your divine self there. So yeah, the God within us all, right? The inner self, look into the mirror, give yourself that confidence talk, see yourself in your own best light, right? And then project that outwards to others. You can do exercises like look in the mirror, and if you have something to say to someone, practice what you need to say in the mirror. How are you coming across? How are you coming across as confident and in control of the situation? Are you coming across as nervous? Could be something like that for you. Take it if it resonates, as always. Leave it if it doesn't. So the Queen of Keys. It could be that this is the person who has a bit of an ego. It could talk about wife, boss. If it's Queen of Pentacles, it's like wife, boss, mother, being a little bit selfish, possibly. Obviously, if that's not your situation, don't make it fit. And if it doesn't, a queen dressed in a gown of rich colour, it could be a different person, right? It could be like this person you need to walk away from, walk towards this person. So however it resonates. A queen dressed in a gown of rich colours and textures stands atop the tower of her great castle, happily looking over the rich verdant hills of her domain. In the far distance, her husband returns from his travels. This card represents a woman of authority. She is sensitive, helpful, and thoughtful. She is confident in her authority, but always happy to celebrate the success of others. This feels like your energy. She could be a love interest for you or someone in your life. Besides referring to a positive woman of business, this card can represent you or another who is about to climb the ladder of success, the door to value. Positions in banking, investment. It's funny that I was picking up on that. Banking, investment, real estate, and management may be coming. Self-employment in any industry could also be at hand, as well as greater financial independence, increased authority, or creative autonomy at work. Okay, so here's your homework. Feel the Queen of Keys beside you. Sense the support that she has for you. She is ready to give you a key for your own life. This key may be a feeling, a word, or an idea, a symbol that informs you in some way. Take this key now and and sense what that means and how it feels. So that's a visualization exercise for you if you felt comfortable doing that. All right, so I guess we're going to get you a couple of songs to close out your reading. We'll get what you need to hear right now, and we'll get you an advice song. Go and watch the music videos, listen to the lyrics, listen to the song, look up the lyrics. Anything that jumps out at you, or anything that this song provokes in you, even if you're like, ugh, I hate this song, there's meaning in that. It's trying to tell you something. It can just be like one word, you know, a particular image in the video. There normally tends to be something in there, not the whole thing, right? The whole thing isn't going to apply. Use your intuition to navigate that. It's 14:14 on the clock there, so I'm seeing a lot of repeating numbers at the moment. So this reading for Taurus for Tuesday, Taurus Tuesdays, for the people who this is resonating for the people who are saying, yes, this is my reading, what do they need to hear the most right now? Almost All the Time by Jamie Lawson. So you can go and look that up and see what that says to you. I'm just making a note of it. Jamie Lawson. I don't remember that song off the top of my head. I'll have to go and look that one up myself. And what else does it say? Last Night Stars. So the people who are resonating with this reading, what is the advice they need, please? What is the advice they need right now? Do you really want it though, Taurus? Do you really want it? Cup of Life by Ricky Martin. That song is like the football song, wasn't it? It's from the World Cup. I don't know if that means anything to you. Do you really want it? So, Taurus, do take anything that resonates there. Leave anything that didn't. I hope this reading was helpful to you. And good luck. I think, you know, I think people are in safe hands if they're in your hands. I think you're doing things by the book, and you are going to make sure that safety net is in place, right? And Taurus, do take care. Leave a like if you like, subscribe if you haven't already, share with friends if you think it's their story or they need to hear it. And if you want to come in as a stealth watcher, I totally respect that. Do take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye, Taurus.